A good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Erev Shabbos, Parshas Naso. In this week's Parsha, amongst the amazing, beautiful things in this week's Parsha, is Birchas Kohanim, is the bracha that's given by the priests. It's God's blessing, but it's given by the Kohanim, is given by the priests to the Jewish people. And if you look carefully at the bracha, which is a gorgeous bracha, which is a bracha for everything, that we should have spiritual bracha, we should have material bracha, we should have everything beautiful and wonderful in our lives. It's an incredible thing here in Eretz Yisrael that we have the zchus of getting this every single day. The bracha is given by the Kohanim to the people, to Am Yisrael, to the nation of Israel. And yet, if you look at the bracha is written b'lashon yachid. It's written Yivarechecha Hashem v'yishmerecha. That Hashem should bless you and He should guard you. Yor Hashem panav elecha. God should enlighten His countenance and show you grace. Then v'yisemucha shalom, He should give you peace. And you have to wonder why the brachas are coming in the singular, if it's a bracha to the nation. And I think in a very beautiful way of explaining that we have to understand that each bracha has to be custom made. Every person has to get his own bracha. Every person has his own life. Every person has his own personality. Every person has his own goals. Every person has his own way of doing things. And if that's the case, every person has to get the bracha that they deserve. It's not a one-size-fits-all bracha. Your yivarecha is not the next person's yivarecha. Your yishmerecha is not the next person's yishmerecha. And therefore everybody has to have their own bracha. But there's only one problem. That applies and is beautiful in every one of the brachas. But then when we're given the bracha v'yasem l'cha shalom, that you should have peace. Shalom by definition requires two entities, two people. In order to make shalom, you have to take two things that are opposites and put them together. It has to be a me and a you to make shalom. So what kind of bracha is that given in the singular? V'yasem l'cha shalom. V'yasem lochem shalom. That shalom should come to the two of you. Says the Menachem Tzion that the whole premise of the question is a mistake. Because there's no question that you need external shalom. And there's no question that shalom, when it's external, needs to have two people. But that's not the basis of shalom. That's not the foundation of shalom. The foundation of shalom is v'yasem l'cha shalom. That you have to have inner peace. You have to have shalom, which means shalem, shlemus, wholeness. You have to be at peace with yourself. You know, we say the beautiful line is shalom bin Maimov. We say to God that you make peace on high. Yasa shalom aleinu should make peace down here on earth. What does the heavens have to do with earth? If a bunch of angels can't get along, we're in a lot of trouble. So what does that mean? Yasa shalom bin Maimov, yasa shalom aleinu. And if they can't get along up there, what are you expecting of us down here? Why are we being midama? Why are we comparing the two things to each other? Why are we linking them? Because what does it mean, Yasa Shalom bin Maimov? It means there are opposite forces in the world. There are forces of fire, there are forces of water, there are forces of good, there are forces of evil. There are opposite things in the world. And yet when it comes to serving Hashem, there is a peace that's made. One of the greatest Rashis in the Chumash is where he explains that the hail, the plague of hail that came down, was fire inside of ice, which is really a scientific impossibility. But that they were able to get themselves together, that the fire didn't melt the ice and the ice didn't put out the fire. Because there's a shalom bin Maimov, because to do the will of God, when there's a clarity of that this is what it's all about doing the will of God, so then we can unite and bring the opposites together. That's what it means, shalom. Remember, there aren't fistfights up in heaven. There isn't gang wars in heaven. But there are opposite forces that are being united in the service of Hashem to be able to do the truth and the reality, to be able to bring beauty to the world. Yasa Shalom Aleinu, that's the kind of peace we need down here. But before I can have peace between opposite people, there needs to be peace within the opposites that exist inside of myself, the drives and the desires for spirituality and physicality, those that are lifting me up and those that are bringing me down. There needs to be a shalom, there needs to be a shlemus, a wholeness internally. Once I've got that, now I can be at peace with you. Because if I'm at peace with me, so then that can influence me to be at peace with other people also. And that's why the bracha of Yasem Lecha Shalom, it's not plural, it's singular. First, achieve inner peace. First, feel united inside. I've got one purpose. And that gives me inner strength. It gives me inner peace. It gives me inner fortitude. It gives me the ability to be able to handle everything because I know what the goal and the reason is. I am integrated and united and focused. And once I'm shalom, once I'm whole, then I can start to achieve shalom, shlemus, peace and wholeness in my world. And that's why we say, in kli machasik bracha. There is no vessel that holds blessing in this world except for shalom. But it doesn't mean just shalom between me and you. It means shalom inside of myself. Shabbat shalom. This Shabbos should be a Shabbos of shlemus. A Shabbos where we're so focused on what we're doing. The physical, the spiritual, it's all united to serve the Ribbon Shalom and to recognize the beauty of his world. If I can achieve that shlemus inside, then it's easy for me to live in a world that is a world that's at peace. Have a beautiful, amazing Shalom Dika Shabbos.